Karina baby, today is the 4th and it is part of a new year 2021. I hope that no matter what you're doing, you're having a beautiful day today. For the 4th we have the hat and the tum-tum tree. Let's take a look at this. One day Mr. Bear was out walking when the wind blew his nice new hat to the top of the tum-tum tree. "Oh, brother," said Mr. Bear. Just then Strippy Tiger came along, and seeing Mr. Bear in trouble, he offered to help. "If I stood on you," said Strippy Tiger, "I could reach your hat at the top of the tum-tum tree." So Strippy Tiger stood on Mr. Bear, but he couldn't reach the hat. In a while, Hee-Haw Donkey came along, and seeing his two friends in trouble, he offered to help. So Hee-Haw Donkey stood on Strippy Tiger, and Strippy Tiger stood on Mr. Bear, but he couldn't reach the hat. After that, Humpty Camel came by the tum-tum tree, and seeing the difficulty his three friends were having, he offered to help. So Humpty Camel stood on Hee-Haw Donkey, Hee-Haw Donkey stood on Strippy Tiger, and Strippy Tiger stood on Mr. Bear. But try as they might, they could not reach the hat. Now at that very moment, Giraffe with a scarf came along, and seeing Mr. Bear's nice new hat at the top of the tum-tum tree, he offered to help. But Giraffe with the scarf didn't stand on anybody. He reached up with his long neck to the top of the tum-tum tree and got Mr. Bear's hat down all by himself. "Thank you," said Mr. Bear. Then Giraffe with a scarf, Humpty Camel, Hee-Haw Donkey, Strippy Tiger, and Mr. Bear all went home. They all worked together until Mr. Giraffe could reach it on his own. What a good story. It's good to help your friends, baby. It's good to help no matter what. No matter where you are and no matter what you're doing, you'll always try to put in help, right? Like when Mama was at home, I used to get groceries and toys and diapers and clothes and things like that for, the household. Papa used to work outside the home, and Papa brought home money for the bills. And Mama brought in, and we had $200 in the account in the budget for food as well. So Papa brought in money for Squish, right, for our cat, for his food and for his litter, and for Papa's lunch and snacks and stuff like that, and the rest of it Mama pretty much brought in, because it works together as a team. When you're with somebody, you work together as a team, right, and you protect the people that you're with, right. It's supposed to be protect no matter what. Never sacrifice yourself too much, though, too. Be true to yourself. Love on yourself. Okay? Let's get into our poems book. This is Concord Hymn. By the rude bridge that arched the flood, their flag to April breeze unfurled. Here once the embattled farmer stood, and fired a shot heard round the world. The foe long since in silence slept, alike in the conquering silence steep. The time is running bridge he swept down the dark stream which seaward creeps. On this green bank by the soft stream we set today a velvet stone, that memory may their deed redeem, when like our sirens our sons are gone. Spirits are made, those heroes dare to die and leave their children free, but time and nature gently spare the shaft we rise to them and thee. Next is Yankee Doodle. Father and I went down to camp along with Cap and Goodwin, and there we saw the man and boys as thick as hasty puddin'. Yankee Doodle, keep it up, Yankee Doodle dandy. Mind the music and the step, and with the girls be handy. And there we see 1,000 men as rich as Square David. And what they wasted every day, I wish I could be saved. And there I see a sweeping gun, large as a log of maple, upon a douce little cart, a load for father's cattle. And every time they shoot it off, it takes a horn of powder, and makes a noise like father's gun, only a nation louder. I went as night to one myself, as shy as underpining, and father went at night again. I thought the deuce was in him. We saw little barrel too. The heads were made of leather. The knocket upon it with little clubs, and called the folks together, and there they'd fife away like fun, and play the cornstick fiddle, and some had ribbons red as blood, all bound around their middles. The troopers too would gallop up and fire right in our faces, and scared me almost to death to see them run such races. Next is America. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the Pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. My native country, the land of the noble free, thy name I love thy rocks and rills, thy woods and templed hills, my heart raptures thrills like that above. Let music swell the breeze and ring from all the trees, sweet freedom sing. Let mortal tongues awake, let all breathe partake, let rocks thy silence break, the sound prolong. Our fathers, God, to thee, author of liberty, to thee we sing. Long may our land be bright, with freedom's holy light. Protect us by thy might, great God, our King. Next is Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin marched a loaf of bread while walking down the street, and all the Philadelphia girls tee-hee to see him eat. A country boy came up to town with eyes as big as saucers as the ladies in the 4 logs, the gamp mum on their horses. Ben Franklin wrote an almanac, a smile upon his lips. It told you when to plant your corn and how to cure the pip. But he salted it and seasoned it with proverbs sly and sage. And people read Poor Richard till Poor Richard was the rage. Ben Franklin made a pretty kitty and flew it in the air to call upon the thunderstorm that happened to be there. And all our humming disamaze and our electric lights go back to what Ben Franklin found the day he flew his kite. Ben Franklin was a sort of man that people liked to see, for he was very clever, but as humans as could be. He made an eye for pretty girls, and plate for good wine, and a palate for good wine. And all the courts of France were glad to ask him to dine. But it didn't make him stuffy, and he wasn't spoiled by fame, but stayed Ben Franklin to the end, as Yankee as his name. He wrenched their might from tyrants, and its lightning from the sky. And oh, when he saw pretty girls, he had a twinkling eye. Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson, what do you say? Under the gravestone hidden away. I was a giver, I was a molder, I was a builder with a strong shoulder. 6 feet and over, large bound and rubbery, and eye gray hazel, but bright with sturdy. The big hands clever with pen and fiddle, and ready ever for any riddle. From buying empires to planting tarts, from delecrations to trick dumb waiters. I like the people that sweat the crown of them, trusted them always, and speak aloud to them. I like all learning and wish to share it, abroad like pollen from all who merit. I liked fine horses with Greek pilsters, and build them surely. My touch a master. I like queer gadgets and secret shelves, and helping nations to rule themselves, jealous of others, not always candid, but huge of vision and open-handed. A wild goose chaser, now and again, build Monticellos and little men. Design my plow, sires, they use it still, to find my college at Charlottesville. And still, no questions, no things and thinkers, and keep as busy as 20 thinkers, while always guarding the people's freedom. You need more hands, sir. I don't need 'em. They call you rascal, they called me worse. You do grand things, sir, but lack the purse. I got no riches, I did a daper, I died free-hearted, and that was better. For life was freakish, but life was fervent, and I was always life-willing servant. Life too wealthy, too long and too hollow, sir. I lived past 80, I liked it all, sir. Song of Settlers. Freedom is the hand-brought thing, a gift no man can give. For some a way of dying, for most a way to live. Freedom is a hand-bought thing, a rifle in the hand, a horse's hitched and summit, a harvest in the land. Freedom is a hard-bought thing, a masquerade, a bloody rot, a candle lit the nightfall, and the night shut down. Freedom is a hard-bought thing, an arrow in the back, a wind in the long corn rows, and the hay in a rack. Freedom is a way of living, a song, a mighty cry. Freedom is a bread we eat, let it be that way we die. Okay, that's where I'm going to stop for today, baby cakes. You know that, just like the last bit of this poem, freedom is a way of living, a song, a mighty cry. Freedom is a bread we eat, let it be the way we die. Even when people leave us, right? Like, my papa was sick when I was little, and he gave me a teddy bear that should be at the house. It has red pants, and it has a white body to it. It's a teddy bear, and it has two little green and red straps that go from, like, their overalls. And I was 6 years old, and my father handed me this teddy bear, and he told me that he wasn't going to be alive anymore, and that when he leaves, I could hug my bear, right? Because he was giving me this teddy bear to always remember him by. And the way that you live, right? You're supposed to be good to yourself and be good to others. The way that you live, you're supposed to, no matter where you are, put into the situation something better, right? Say you're visiting somebody and you're having dinner with them. After you have dinner, you do the dishes, right? You're staying with someone and they need help doing something. You immediately and always offer your help no matter what. It doesn't matter what they're doing. You try to help no matter what. It doesn't matter if you're not really physically strong enough to do it. You try, right? You try. But when people go and people leave this earth, every single time you teach someone something that they taught you, they're living on through you, through your heart and through your head. And people are with you even when they're not with you, if you think of them. If you have memories of them, like, I could close my eyes and I could be with you. I sleep and I dream and I'm with you. I get to hold you at night when I'm sleeping. And I miss you so much. And I'm so sorry I'm not actually with you. But you get to be with people even when you're not with them, just by remembering them. you know? When I think of memories of my father, I could be there with him. You know, we used to own this hammock that we put up in the middle bedroom in one of the houses that we owned. After we actually moved out of this house, and my father still owned two of the houses that were close by, and one that was pretty far away. Because one was down in Georgia, and, you know, one was down the street from where we lived, and one was up in Scranton. And, but at the middle house that we owned, in the middle room, we had this big hammock in it. And every single time we had a day off from school, it was never really a day off, it was a day open. My father taught us to use that phrase. It's not a day off, it's a day open. It's a day open for exploration and adventure and learning and chores, right? And so we were at the house and we were cleaning. We had to clean out the basement, we had to clean out the house, we had to, you know, we always had a project at the house because we were fixing up the houses before my dad died. And he really wanted the houses to be in as tip-top a shape as they could have been before he died, because they were work-in-progress houses. He bought the one house for $20,000 out of pocket. And, you know, back in 1995, that was a good amount for a house. Today, houses go for like $50,000 if they're really worn down like that. You can't usually get a house for much cheaper than, you know, $20,000 anyway. You know, I sold that house actually for much less than that because Mama was in a crunch and I just needed money at the time, and I was done being a faraway landlord. So I just wanted someone to live in it, and so I gave it to the adjacent, it was a double block. So I called the person who owned the house next door that was attached to our house, and I asked them, would you like to own this property too? Because my father always said if our neighbor ever moved to buy the double block. So I listened to his words of wisdom, living on through me, and I called the neighbor who now owned my old neighbor's house. And I asked him, would you like this house too? And he said yes. And this way he was a close landlord who got to fix the floors and fix the pipes and work on the basement and do all the things that I wanted to do, but I was too far away for, you know, because I was living a couple hours away and I didn't have my own car yet, even though I already had a license. Things were just complicated. Anyway, but I sold a piece of my father, it felt like, when I sold that house, you know. But remember, people live on through you no matter what. If you can think of them, think of memories of them, like I'm sure you can think of Mama and some of the things that we did together, or some of the places that we went. I know you were just little, but Mama took you everywhere. Some of the things that we did, some of the meals I made for you, some of the Play-Doh I made for you, or the paints, or whatever it is that you could think of, you know. All this stuff is recorded, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad I recorded my life back then. I don't really record my life now. I'm just trying to get through time to get back to you. That's really what I'm trying to do, Karina. I'm trying to get back to you. Because I miss you and I love you. I love you so much. I miss you so incredibly much, honey. But you live on through me and I live on through you. Just like my papa lives on through me, and if I teach you all the things that he taught me to you, he'll live on through both of us. Which is an amazing thing. Alright, let's do Oh Say Say Oh Playmates, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three, climb up my apple tree, shout down my rainbow, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore, more, more. It was a sunny day, she could not go out to play. She said with tearful eyes, my dolly's got the flu. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I ain't got no rainbow, I ain't got no cellar door, but we'll be jolly friends forevermore, more, more. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Well, I looked looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming forth to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me. Coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Well, sometimes I'm up and sometimes I'm down, coming forth to carry me home. But still I feel my soul is heavenly bound, coming forth and carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Now if you get there before I do, coming forth to carry me home. Tell all my friends I'll be coming there too, coming forth and carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth and carry me home. I'll be coming home, coming home, coming home to you, coming forth to carry me home. You know my word is good, you know my word is true, coming forth and carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth and carry me home. You know that I love you, coming forth to carry me home. You know my word is good, you know my word is true, coming forth and carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth and carry me home. Lila-tove, and good night to you. Lila-tove, may your dreams come true. We sing Lila-tove, may Israel protect you throughout the night until we reach the morning light. Karina, baby, I love you and I miss you and I can't wait to see you again soon. Like Papa always used to say, Papa is Mama's moon, Mama is Papa's sun, and you are definitely our rainbow baby. And we love you so much, honey. Mama will always love you no matter what. I hope you know that. I will always love you, honey. I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good day. I love you.